Hey, international entrepreneurs. Bom dia, boa tarde, ou boa noite, wherever you may be. This is From Rio to ROI, the channel that helps international entrepreneurs do business either with Brazil or in Brazil. Today, we're going to be talking about, is Brazil friendly to foreigners? Now, if you give a search on YouTube about the friendliest countries in the world, you'll see a bunch of lists come up. The top 35 friendliest countries in the world, the top 10 friendliest countries in the world, etc. The funny thing is that on most of these lists, Brazil doesn't even figure on these lists. And I thought that was something that was, quite frankly, mind blowing. And I'm about to explain to you why. So, is Brazil a country that's friendly towards foreigners? And the outright answer is yes, and incredibly so. Let me start by giving you some personal examples very quickly. A couple of weeks ago, my wife and my son, we went to there's a public health center here, and we took a taxi back. Right, it's like an Uber, but it's called 99 Taxis. It's a substitute for Uber, and when the driver was dropping us off at our home, he passed the house, and we told him, okay, we can stop here and we'll just walk back. He said, no, 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 no. You guys just came back from the hospital. I have an obligation to drop you right in front of your home. So we said, okay. So he turned the car around, drove back. And before we could get out of the car, he said something to us that had my wife and I, we were like shocked. He said, listen, guys, I don't know what you went to the health center for, but I hope that everything is okay with you and that, whatever problem it is, that is going to resolve and take care of itself. Please have a great weekend, guys. Boom, mind blown, because we're not accustomed to that. Both my wife and I, as I mentioned in the previous video, we're both from Trinidad and Tobago. And Trinidadians are generally very friendly people, but not to this level. Brazil takes friendliness to a whole new level, right? Let me give you one more example. On our way, we were traveling back from Trinidad and we were coming here to Florianopolis. On one of the stopovers, we took a flight from Sao Paulo to Florianopolis, and the the lady who sat next to my son, he is on the autism spectrum, right? And what happened was that this lady, she could tell like there was something up with my son. And as he was sitting between his mom and this total stranger, she started, helping him out with stuff. Hi, do you want me to help you with your headphones? Would you like some help with this? She helped him open a packet of, like the snacks, the peanuts, this sort of thing. She made sure he was incredibly comfortable. And I was sitting in the row in the back and I was observing all of this, and she was smiling. She was very nice to both him and to my wife. And that's just one example. I'll give you another example. When we went to the health center, and this was a public health center because here in Brazil, the public health, and I don't care what anyone says, be it a foreigner or Brazilian, the public health here, it's good. It's really good, but certainly by my standards, right? And when we went to the public health institution here, everyone from the attendant at the front desk to the doctors to the nurses, they were all so polite and very helpful. And it's not something that I come from a country where the public health, historically, the service has been poor. It's getting better now, but it's still poor compared to these standards. The service standards here in the public health was phenomenal, right? And if you guys would like, I'm actually going to do another video about the public health service here in Brazil, which is called SUS, o Sistema Único de Saúde, right? But that's for another video. So, another example. We're enrolling my son in a school, and we took him to meet the teachers and, just to get a sense of an idea of the school. And because he's, of course, special needs, being on the autism spectrum. And immediately the teachers there, they were very welcoming. They spoke to him the way they held his hands and spoke to him. It's mind-blowingly different, right? But if you're as a foreigner coming here, either to visit or you're an entrepreneur thinking about moving to Brazil to start a business, I can tell you that the people here, you will see the nature, their attitudes towards foreigners, especially English-speaking foreigners, but foreigners in general, is one of a very high level of tolerance. They're very friendly. Even though a lot of people may not speak English, they will try to work with you. And even if they see you trying to speak Portuguese, that's going to make them want to work with you even a little bit more. Now, as you guys know, maybe if you've watched my other videos, you will realize that I like to bring statistics and data into the mix here. So I'm just going to pull up something very quickly here that speaks to the level of friendliness that Brazilians show towards foreigners, right? So what I have here is a report from internations.org, and the title is called Brazil's Locals Are the Friendliest Towards Foreigners, right? I'm going to leave a link in the description below so that you guys can have a look at this report. It's a really cool report, but I'm just going to pull out the most important parts, the highlights, if you will, right? On a ranking here, Brazil ranked 7th overall out of 53 countries when it comes to expats settling down across the world. In terms of the ease of settling, Brazil ranked 5th out of 53. They ranked number 3 on local friendliness. They ranked number 6 on finding friends and number 5 on culture and welcome. And I'm just going to read this very quick snippet here for you, right? Locals in Brazil take the crown for their friendliness towards foreign residents. More than 9 in 10 respondents, 92%, positively rate this factor versus an average of 61% globally. It's not surprising that the majority of expats feel welcome in Brazil, 86% versus 63% globally. Now if that isn't a vote of confidence as to whether or not Brazilians are friendly towards foreigners, then I don't know what is, right? But yeah, there's your answer, folks. Is Brazil friendly towards foreigners? And the answer is an unqualified yes. Okay, so guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel because I'm going to have a lot more content coming at you guys, especially for international entrepreneurs who want to do business either with Brazil or inside of Brazil. Take care.